Quite a relaxing day for the first day of summer, am I right? Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect. Oh, camera's on. Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot. Hello everybody, this is Big Bird Tonto. Welcome to the Cracks My Egg Summer Special. It has been almost 2 years since you've seen me do, Cracks My Egg, since, you know, the show got canceled. So, yeah, I'm back for this, like, little one-time thing, just to, you know, talk about what's been cracking my egg, since the show got canceled. So, let's start off with one of the obvious things. The first thing that pretty much happened since, the show got canceled, the whole YouTube and Copa thing. Yeah, a lot of people were fearing for their lives because of it, because, you know, from what, like, you know, we heard about it the first time, you know, we thought, like, it was gonna, like, you know, heavily bankrupt everybody and, you know, put them in poverty or some crap like that, or take them to jail. Like, everybody was fearing for their accounts, but thankfully at the same time, the whole situation didn't turn out as bad as a lot of us thought it was gonna be, but it did come at a cost. No longer having comments available for a lot of, you know, videos that YouTube would consider kid-friendly, like, you know, TV show intros of, like, you know, cartoon shows, especially, like, the old school ones, like Rugrats and whatnot. Like, you can't even see, like, you know, comments from people saying, like, oh my god, this show's nostalgic, the reboot sucks, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, I would kind of say that's not the first bad thing that's happened since the show got canceled. Now on to the next thing, and one of the big obvious ones, and I even talked about this in one of the Angry Birds Mania, episodes from last year, because I kind of knew Cracks My Egg was going to be, you know, on a downward spiral and not going to come back, so I'm like, screw it, I'll just, you know, do it for that one time. But it is obviously the COVID-19 pandemic. It has ruined a lot of things, and it went on for, like, you know, a whole, you know, more than a year, and it's even still going on to an extent to this day. Like, yeah, we had to, like, you know, social distance, we have to wear masks, which is pretty difficult for me because I don't have ears, so I can't, like, you know, wrap a mask around my head because I don't have ears. That made going to places, you know, very, very difficult. I can't really go anywhere besides, you know, friends and family. And, yeah, I don't need to go into any details. I've already talked about, like, that when, you know, the pandemic first started, so I'm not going to go into any further detail about that. And then we get to the whole, the George Floyd incident. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one with, like, a 30-foot pole, but, yeah, that definitely changed a lot of things, too. Most particularly, one of the things that kind of pisses me off the most, kind of cracks my egg the most, the fact that, like, you know, on Family Guy, Mike Henry, who for a long time was the voice of Cleveland Brown, decided to quit Cleveland, saying, like, oh, you know, black characters should only be voiced by black voice actors. So, ever heard of this person named, Phil Lamar, or Cree Summer, Kevin Michael Richardson? Ever heard of any of those voice actors? All three of those guys have voiced, like, you know, non-black, characters. Like, freaking Kevin Michael Richardson, speaking on the topic of Cleveland show, he voiced, that hillbilly friend of, like, you know, Cleveland, who was, like, white. And Kevin Michael Richardson was a black guy. Like, why are people not complaining about that? It's so backwards logic, you know? And another thing, this also kind of ruins, you know, the point of voice acting. You know, acting with your voice, not with your body. If this was, like, a live-action character, I would definitely understand. But this is animated, you know? It doesn't matter, you know? And plus, from what I've heard, you know, a lot of, like, you know, black fans of Family Guy, you know, they didn't really, you know, give too much of a crap that, like, Cleveland was voiced by a white guy. You know, they didn't really care. Yeah, it's stupid. What's next? SpongeBob has to be voiced by an actual sponge. Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy has to be voiced by an actual pedophile. So on and so forth. Like, this whole logic of, like, voicing your own race is, you know, kind of stupid. It's an example of typecasting. And not only that, isn't that technically considered more racist than, like, you know, what was done before with voice acting? Like, I don't know. Honestly, that's, like, one of the only things that's happened since, you know, that incident that, like, you know, kind of angered me. You know, the statues being removed, you know, that's, like, whatever. But this is like taking it too far, you know, at least in my opinion. So that definitely cracks my egg. The election, the U.S. presidential election, that was, you know, quite a hellfire. It didn't even last for election day. It lasted for like an entire week. We didn't hear the results until like, you know, freaking 4 or 5 days later. Like, it's election day, not election week. Ugh. And of course, you know, the events of the election, of course, led to, you know, one of the first bad incidents to happen in 2021, the White House thing. Like, seriously, you're that upset about the election results that you gotta, like, you know, hurt people because of it? Like, honestly, you know, say what you will about, like, you know, Mr. Trump himself, but, like, his supporters are, like, you know, way worse than the orange guy himself. In terms of other bad things that have happened, the only really good thing that's happened recently is the vaccine, you know. A lot of people are taking it, you know, I know here in the U.S., at least in the state that I'm in, I don't know about everywhere else in the world or in the U.S., but the state that I'm in, you know, it's no longer a requirement to wear masks if you're vaccinated, so thankfully everybody in the flock has been vaccinated, so we can, like, finally go into stores, you know, with our beaks out, or in the case of the Lego friends of ours, their mouths out. Yeah, very good. Probably the one good thing that's happened, you know, between, like, the past, like, almost 2 years since the show got canceled. In terms of bad things related to the Character Workshop channel, Leroy got his own channel. How come I didn't get my own channel? What makes him so special? I'll bet you anything, it's because of, like, that one fan of ours. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna get any further details about, like, you know, what happened afterwards, but Leroy got his own channel. Like, why? There's other Angry Birds Media characters that are more deserving of their own channel. I am, freaking George, Grandpa Angry Bird, the Mighty Eagle. Like, what's up with Leroy? Why does he get the most love? He's freaking, I don't even know, man. It's, Oh, speaking of Angry Birds Media characters that got their own shows, my show got canceled, and yet Emmett got his own show. What? Honestly, that's all I really gotta say about, like, you know, bad things that have happened, you know, both in real life and on the Character Workshop channel. In terms of summer, the two main things that really, you know, crack me when it comes to summer, first of all, any day where it's like 80 or 90 degrees, miserable. Mosquitoes, yep, that's another big thing I don't like about it. Also, you know, with the sun being out and whatnot, you can't really wear black clothes, which is gonna be unfortunate, especially for, like, you know, Leroy and Larry, because they got black feathers. Yeah, they complain to me all the time that, like, you know, they're always sweaty when, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, being outside in the summer. Oh, excuse me. Had some waffles for breakfast. Don't tell Donkey. In terms of that, that's honestly all I gotta say when it comes to this special. I have no idea how long it's gonna be. If anything, it's probably longer than a typical Cracks My Egg episode. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this this wonderful weather we have going on. Like, look at this. The grass is green. Pretty colors all around. It's fantastic. The one thing that doesn't crack my egg. Anyways, that'll about do it for the summer special. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you around probably in another Angry Birds Mania episode, because unfortunately Cracks My Egg is never coming back. Sadly. Goodbye and popsicles.